What's up, Dr. Dell here, Chief Innovation Officer at the International Economic Development Council. Continuing on with our 12 days of AI for EDOs. We are on day 3, and I got a new tool that project ChatGPT rolled out called Projects. It's very similar to Claude Projects, but now it's embedded into the ChatGPT ecosystem. And you know I'm big on ChatGPT for its multimodality. This is just another addition to that, and I think you're really going to like it and appreciate what this can do. What is it? It allows you to aggregate a bunch of different activities into one single project versus having them each in their own unique chat. It gives you an ability to create custom instructions for everything that you do in that project, and it allows you to keep, your working files within one project and move pre-existing chats into that project as well. The benefits are astounding because it allows you to kind of have some consistency if you're building out a whole project, let's say a research project, a marketing project, a economic development survey, analytical project, all within the same general project versus multiple chats. You're going to see what I'm talking about. Let's just get into it. So let's pull it up. Most of you now are familiar with the general chat GPT interface. So you kind of check it out. Now here's the difference. And this just came out. It's December 2024 for those watching at a future date, a couple of weeks ago, not too long ago. And you see, I've already started playing around with it, IEDC position template test project, but we are going to create a new one. And this new one is going to be entrepreneurship ecosystem research and writing. That's my thing coming from the Fed, 12 years of working on ecosystems. So let's stick with what I know. Bringing it up, I create a whole new project. So while it's working to create the project, it goes through and it pops it up. And so you can see a few things that are immediately different from what you've seen in ChatGPT before. First, the add files function here. Second, the add instructions. You still have access to like the view tools. We showed that before, pictures and canvas, the upload files function. And then on the bottom, you see chats will show up here. So first, we're going to add what are called instructions. And so what are instructions? Instructions are a way that you are going to actually tell ChatGPT what it is that you want to do every single time that you're using this project. So in this one, what I want ChatGPT to do is for every article uploaded, I want you to evaluate the key takeaways and break them down into a user-friendly, let's say, because a lot of my papers are academic, so user-friendly set of takeaways for economic developers. Let's do that for economic developers. So now every article that I upload is going to break that down, and we will see what happens. I could do something more sophisticated, more robust, but I think for test purposes, that'll probably be okay. Okay, so everything that I upload at that point is going to use that as instructors. Now I'm going to add files, which again, you all can see kind of it pops up and it gives me things which is different from what you've seen before. And I'm going to go ahead and add my files. You can't see the files that I'm adding, but I'm going to go to where you at. Let's see. Okay, here's my research, my PhD work, ecosystem journal articles, and I'm just going to pick 5 of them. I better keep it to 3. Let's keep it to 3. So I'm going to pick 3 articles and I'm going to upload them. So you can see it uploading, and I believe you still can. I have not tested the limits actually of projects in terms of how many files you can upload. I know with the regular ChatGPT chats, you can upload 10 at a time. But these are actually the project files. And there is a distinction, and I'll show you in a minute. So we're going to go ahead and add those files. Oops, cancel. So those files are already in there. You can see that they're there. I got my custom instructions. So for this one, I said entrepreneurship research and writing. So let's say summarize these articles. And let's see. Oh, that's one good thing about these tools is you don't have to overly worry about spelling. So I'm not even going to catch that. I'm allowed to summarize the articles. And so while it's working on that, you can see it breaking it down. It's breaking it down. It shows, which I really appreciate, the citations from that article in a ways, and then in this one. So this was the name of it. This is the citation. This is what it broke it down. And so it broke it down into the ways that I asked it to do in that preliminary chat, which was a simplified role for lay people for economic developers. So when it broke down the summary for this one, for example, college's role in developing and supporting entrepreneurial ecosystems, community colleges uniquely positioned to drive entrepreneurship ecosystems with accessibility, blah, 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 blah. And so it breaks them down into user-friendly breakdowns of it for all of those. So now I'm still in the project, but this is that specific project chat. And you see it over here as a sub chat, but I'm going to go back to this. And now it shows you that I still have that chat in the document. So instead of it being like one of the chats in all of these over here, all of these chats will remain in this particular document. Now, let's say I really don't like the way that those instructions work. I can always go back and change it and say, also include the research methodology in every summary. Okay, so now that's a custom instruction. It's gonna keep that for every chat as well. And so the documents that you upload for the whole project will continuously be there. So they're going to be a guidance. So let's say I've done things like invoice templates that I want in every project, and I have instructions every time that I upload, somebody's name and amount. You'll flow it into the template and spit it out as as an invoice or something like that. So there's a lot you can do with it. We're not going to cover all of it today just for timeliness. So now I have provide a summary of all the research. So pretty much the same question. We're going to allow it to do its thing again as a secondary chat. Once this comes up, I'm going to actually show you something really, really cool for those of you that have worked on things before, but they're all in pre-existing chats. And so you see now, for every one, it added in the methodology. So I could continuously upload more. I could upload more in this particular chat to continue to write it. I could leverage it. I could pull it over into Canvas, like I showed you in day 2, and do some editing if I wanted to do some editing of it. So now I'm going to hop back over into my project, because this is one more cool function I'm going to show you before you leave. So if you're like me, you use ChatGPT a lot, and you probably use it a lot for the same things. Now, I can't be particular about any pre-existing research that I've done, but I have all these chats. So I'm going down. So these are all of these chats. Now, let's just pick a random one, right? I have one that's called Rural Housing Challenges that I was working on a while back. This is the cool thing. If you know that, let's say you have been working on rural housing and ChatGPT a lot, maybe you have 10 or 15 chats, you can literally now pull those chats into a project. So you see I hovered over the 3 arrows right here. It brings up this. Then it says add it to project, and it allows me to then add that chat into the project. So now that Rural Housing Challenges is part of this particular project. So you immediately see the usefulness of it, which makes it a step above actually claw projects, which we'll talk about in another day. So you can literally start aggregating all of your pre-existing chats that were around one theme, pull them into a project and have it in the project. You can upload standardizing files, standardizing language, standardizing instructions, which really sets ChatGPT now at a whole new level, because when you combine it with the Canvas tool, the multimodality, custom GPTs, which we'll talk about in the future, like the things that you can now do with ChatGPT are just amazing. And projects is just another enhancement of what is continuing to be one of the best tools in terms of multifunctionality out there for economic developers utilizing artificial intelligence. So day 3 is done. ChatGPT projects, power up your project system with ChatGPT. That's all I got for you, but I want you to remember, become a member. 2025 is going to be phenomenal. We're going to do so many different cool things. If you're not a member, please be a member. If you are a member, get another member who's not a member. Tell them how awesome it's going to be. With that, Dr. Dell is out.